This session is going to be about the nuts and bolts of being a mission specialist. It has information you need to know to perform the duties of the mission specialist. Let's start by visiting the function and purpose of the mission specialist. What is this position designed to do for Sertoma? You will become the development department of Sertoma. That is so important for our future. The fundraising arm of Sertoma, growing its revenues, support, and programs is critical. To promote the organization's mission and programs, to keep existing donors, and to try to attract new donors to build the organizational base of Sertoma. You, as a mission specialist, will be promoting our mission, our programs, and our case for support. You will influence our clubs to support our mission through supporting the annual fund and by asking them to participate in Sertoma programs in their community. Our mission, our programs, and our case for support are the reason why Sertoma exists and why we are a 501c3 nonprofit charity. You cannot have a good, strong charitable organization without a strong mission and programs to support. It's the reason why we exist. Please always remember our clubs and our members are our best donors and best volunteers. The mission specialist's purpose will be to bring our mission to the members and the clubs. You will help our members see the good they can do by bringing Sertoma's national programs to their community and by supporting the annual fund. As you can see by the slide, Sertoma has many quality programs. In another workshop, you will learn more about the programs in more detail. How will clubs be assigned? Clubs will be assigned based on how much experience a mission specialist has with Sertoma, where the need is, and geographically. Each mission specialist will be assigned about 10 clubs, some more, some less, but 10 is our goal. Let's take a moment to talk about our goals for the first year of the mission specialist here in 2019 and 2020. The annual fund goal has been set at $200,000. As you can see, we would like to have at least 15 donors at the sponsor level, 30 benefactors, and 400 at the fellow level. But if we encourage every Sertoman to give $125 at the fellow level, we would be able to expand our hearing health programs and be able to expand our grant and scholarship giving as well. How are donors recognized? Individual recognition has not changed from last year. Sponsors, $1,000 plus, and the donor receives a pin and tab. Benefactor, $500 to $999, donor receives a pin and a corresponding appropriate tab. Fellow, $125 to $499, and the donor receives a pin. Other gifts, $1 to $124, are always accepted, but we do not have a recognition for those gifts. The 2019 and 2020 Fellow Pin is pictured here, with a black background and a raised heart. It is eye-catching. A member only gets a Fellow Pin if they make a donation of $125 or above. If the member makes a benefactor or sponsor level gift, they also get an appropriate tab recognizing that. Pledge sheets help headquarters get your donors' gifts processed correctly. They make sure we put the gift where your donor intends. With the pledge sheet, you can make a gift one time or request your gift be made in pledge payments. Individuals can break any donation level into pledge payments. Let's look at an example of a pledge. Our Sertoman, Scarlett O'Hara Butler, a fine Southern belle, has pledged to the sponsor level $1,000 and wants to make payments monthly. You can see that she will be paying with her Visa card and wants to make monthly payments of $100 each month. In late June or early July, you will receive a package with pledge sheets and a few fellow pins. These will help you get started with your asks and solicitations. Make sure you save one of the pins for yourself after you've made your donation. You can wear the pin to the club meetings you attend, and once you have given out all the fellow pins, please request more from the development department at headquarters, and they will send more out to you. Make sure you mark the "I have received my pin" box. If not, headquarters will automatically send a pin to the donor. You will receive a PDF with 3 pledge sheets on it that can be easily printed on an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, so you can print more pledges as the needs arise. Additionally, more pins and pledge sheets will be mailed out for the region meetings. You will be notified who will have the supplies. This person will give them to whomever is doing the annual fund presentation. All pledges must be paid by June 30th each year, which is the end of our fiscal year. This slide shows the recognition clubs receive for their donations. Clubs also get recognition for their annual fund gift. Club recognition levels are the same as last year. Make sure your club knows they can use sponsor funds for these gifts. Clubs can also receive a memorial medallion if $500 or more in memorial contributions are made in the name of one of their members. It's time to talk about your personal solicitation goals. Please look closely at these goals. Your goals will be set according to the clubs assigned and their previous giving. In the past, National's goal for the FDRs is to have a net gain of 5% in your area from previous year, and we are keeping that goal for the mission specialist. To help you get started, we have a few solicitation goals for you. Ask every club in your group to be a 100% early bird or 100% club. Get a 100% fellow club. Make sure you solicit all past sponsor, benefactor, and fellow level donors. Ask them if they know anyone they could recommend you talk to with a fellow level gift. Solicit and receive gifts from 10 new donors to the annual fund. Get 5 more individuals to give at the fellow level than the previous year. Ask a fellow level donor to move up to the benefactor or sponsor level. Talk with clubs that have not given to the annual fund in the past several years and ask them to reconsider being a 100% club. Now, if a club is not interested in giving, ask them why. If it's because they want the money to stay local, let them know all our grants and scholarships are local. You can encourage students from their area to apply for scholarships. Get an affiliate and encourage them to apply for grants. Let them know what has come back to their state in the last few years. Be an outstanding mission specialist. Make this year a year that you will be proud of by reaching your goals and not just going through the motions. Don't end the year feeling like you failed. Set new goals and make it happen. Share the wonderful ways the annual fund makes a difference in communities. Make those club visits. Talk with people about what Sertoma does. Read your weekly emails and leadership reports. Complete tasks and reports on time. Sertoma does not like to blow up volunteers' inboxes. You will receive an email once a week unless there's something for you specifically or you have not turned something in. The Thursday email will help you become a better mission specialist. We will also have conference calls. These are meant to help and encourage and inspire. You will also receive the leadership report via email around the first of each month. This e-newsletter has important information and reminders for our national volunteers. The information in these emails should answer the majority of your questions. If not, call or email Brian Rigel at headquarters. If you have questions from clubs, please email them to Brian, our development officer, and he will get the answers for you to share with the clubs. You will have an online form to fill out following each visit. These will be online on the Sertoma website. You will have to log on, fill in the form, and submit. If there are extra questions from your club, you will need to email those to headquarters. These emails should be sent to our development officer, Brian, at the address on the previous slide. Here you are seeing the expectations for the role of a mission specialist. Attend training as you are doing right at this moment. Make your donation to our annual fund at the $125 fellow level or above. Report your club visits online. Establish one new program relationship and have a net gain of 5% in your area from the previous year. These are very doable expectations. Also, they are very similar to expectations as we have had for FDRs for years past. We will be asking the mission specialists to help with special projects each year. The projects can include contacting clubs without a mission specialist assigned to them, following up after spring and fall mailings. We may also ask a select mission specialist to give annual fund presentations at the regional meetings. We may also ask you to help with donor stewardship by calling and thanking select donors. We ask that you please be open and willing to help with these small projects. Over the past years, some of our volunteers have gotten into the habit of calling clubs to ask for a time to give the annual fund presentation. Then they give the same presentation they have given for years. They ask for donations and leave. This is what we call transactional fundraising. You ask, and they say yes or no, then you move on. We still have Sertomans who say they want to buy a fellow pin. We do not sell fellow pins. Another example of this are charities that have call centers. They call to ask for your donations. There's a much better way to do fundraising by telling stories and engaging your donors in what Sertoma does with their gifts. Make them want to give again, and maybe even a little more. Before this, we have covered a lot of technical and administrative information about being a mission specialist, but the real heart of what a mission specialist needs to do is engage people and talk with them about the wonderful things we do at Sertoma. As a mission specialist, you need to arm yourself with stories about Sertoma's mission, how and why we do what we do, Sertoma's annual fund, how donors' gifts make a difference, how that makes you proud to be a Sertoman, why you stay a part of Sertoma, why they may want you to join in your efforts as a volunteer, as a club member. Now let me tell you 3 stories I want you to really think about, because they truly tell a story about what we do. Natalie is a dedicated, passionate, and hardworking student whose biggest goal has become to help others with hearing loss share their stories and pursue their dreams. At the age of 7, Natalie was diagnosed with moderate hearing loss. After her diagnosis, she picked out purple hearing aids with highlighter pink, yellow, and blue molds. She then began school for the first time with her new hearing aids, but struggled to adapt to the new technology and her peers' reactions. Growing up, Natalie said she wanted to mask her hearing loss. She even went 5 years without wearing her hearing aids, and nobody knew just how bad her hearing was, including herself. During a middle school play audition, Natalie realized that she could not hear any of the music. In this moment, she realized she needed her hearing aids. After watching a TV show that embraced deaf culture, she began to accept and embrace her own hearing loss for the first time. I started learning and advocating for myself and educating those around me about hearing disabilities and deaf culture. She said, I am partially deaf and proud of it. Natalie was awarded Sertoma's Hard of Hearing Deaf Scholarship and is attending the University of Texas at Austin. She is expected to graduate in May 2020 with a bachelor's degree in radio, television, and film. A quote I really like of Natalie's is, I want to create stories that inspire and educate others who are deaf and hard of hearing to embrace those challenges instead of hiding from them. And I also want to raise awareness in the hearing community and show how others can be supportive and accepting to those whose hearing is limited. Your generous annual fund donations have allowed Natalie to pursue her own dreams while helping others do the same. Natalie ended her interview by saying, this Sertoma scholarship has helped me get the education and skills that I need to master in communications. I cannot wait to touch and improve lives. In the Anchor Center for Blind and Deaf Children, Hearing, Seeing, and Believing, our senses give us power to connect and experience the world in different ways. The same concept applies to technology. Thanks to your generous donations, deaf-blind children are now able to receive the special gift of communicating with their peers, learning in the classroom, and experiencing sound in a brand new way. The Delta Gamma Anchor Center for Blind and Deaf Children in Denver, Colorado specializes in serving children who are blind or have serious visual and auditory impairments during the most formative years of their life, from when they are born to age of 5. The Anchor Center established itself as a nonprofit organization in 1982 and is one in a handful of organizations nationwide that provides early intervention and developmental education services to very young children. For an infant or young child, blindness or hearing loss can be substantially have an impact on developmental milestones. One important intervention tool, according to Savannah Whipple, Director of Development and Community Relations, is the use of audio technologies, which can supplement or work in conjunction with a child's hearing. This technology can be extremely beneficial in enabling communication for children with deafblindness. This technology improves the hearing of speech in difficult listening situations in two different ways. First, it increases the amount a child speaks or interacts with Anchor Center's transdisciplinary team of teachers and therapists. Second, it helps improve concentration, focus, and maximizes language opportunities as well as increases spontaneous communication. The Anchor Center hopes to utilize the equipment for a minimum of 5 years and is very thankful for Sertoma's support in providing a life-changing technology. We are so grateful for the generous donors who gave the gift of hearing to our children and made it possible for us to have this equipment available in our classrooms. Callie Robinson, teacher of students with visual impairments, said, This specialized audio and radio communication technology allows our children with hearing impairment access to the audio environment, which will improve their incidental learning and increase their cognitive and language development skills. Many Sertomans do not know that the direct hearing health services that the Hearing Aid Project does is because of the support from Sertoma. For Bonnie McKee, the big question near the end of medical school was, will I be able to hear and understand my patients? She was a dedicated and hardworking medical student at the University of Kansas Medical Center. She was diagnosed with hearing loss at 18 months. My older brother was diagnosed first. Despite passing my newborn hearing test, I was evaluated and have a similar loss. Bonnie's severe loss required accommodations during medical school that were not easy to get. Often relying on lip reading to effectively communicate, she knew her dated hearing aids would be a huge hurdle during her residency. Wanting to provide the best care for her patients, she reached out to the KU Med Speech and Hearing Department's audiology clinic for help. As a director of the KU Med Audiology Clinic, Dr. Lauren Mann works closely with the Hearing Aid Project. The audiology clinic houses the inventory of donated hearing aids that are refurbished and given to those in need through the project. After an evaluation by Dr. Mann, it became clear that Bonnie needed hearing aids that could be connected to a stethoscope during patient exams and would allow instructors to provide guidance directly through her hearing aids. It was at this point the real teamwork began. The Resound Lynx 3D hearing aids were identified as the best option for Bonnie. The project teamed up with the Foundation for Sight and Sound, a hearing health organization that has provided hearing and assistance for over 13 years, and Resound, a leading hearing aid manufacturer that consistently produces innovative and high-tech hearing aids and accessories. Thanks to this incredible collaboration, Bonnie was given the technology she needs to confidently continue her journey to become a pediatrician. Bonnie is incredibly thankful for the gift, along with her family, friends, and husband that have been there every step of the way. I have a phenomenal support system that encouraged me to break out of my shell. My hearing loss has been a blessing in disguise, forcing me to persevere in everyday activities, which have paid off in pursuing my dreams. Bonnie was fit with her hearing aids by Dr. Mann and graduate student Abigail Kaplan, and is thrilled with the results. I am particularly thankful for the generous support of the Hearing Aid Project. These hearing aids are not only a direct benefit to me, but it will also benefit the patients I will care for. Thank you so much for everything, and I am extremely grateful. We have all done this, clapped our hands in unison when someone says, "I am proud to be a Sertoman." For some, it is an automatic reflex when they hear that phrase. But what does that mean? More importantly, what does that mean to you? Now I want you to find a story about your club, another person or organization that you or your club has participated or heard that makes you proud to be a Sertoman. Do any of them focus on Sertoma's programs or the annual fund? Make this your personal goal to complete within the next few days. Share it with other Sertomans when you make your calls to other clubs assigned to you. One key thing to remember is that you are not in this alone. You have a lead team here that is to help you. We mentioned earlier in the program the lead team for the mission specialist is a Sertoma board member, Steve Brown from Iowa, Sertoma's development officer at headquarters, Brian Rigel, and Maureen Williams from Pennsylvania, serving as the 2019-2020 lead mission specialist. You also have all the other specialists. We want all of our specialists to work together to make our clubs the best they can be. In this first year of changing roles, it's crucial that you bring questions and concerns to the lead team so they can answer and address these issues as quickly as possible. This team is here to help you along the way, to answer your questions, and to help you be the best mission specialist that you can be for Sertoma.